Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode. So, today we are going to talk about these two sections, the graphic section and the audio section. The graphic section and the audio section. So, we are going to start with the graphic section, or you can call it the display. So, in most phones, you will see that the display IC is always a long shape. It's always a long shape IC, as you can see. In most phones, if I take this other motherboard, can you see the graphics IC? So this is the graphics IC. Sorry. So this is the graphics IC. You see that it's a long shape IC. And in some phones it has a glassy surface. The surface is like a glass. So it's different from the other IC. You see that this one is black. This one is black. But the graphics IC is always like it's glassy. It has a glassy surface. If I use another motherboard, you still see the same thing. So can you identify the IC? See that this is the IC. It's a long shape IC. In most phones, you will see that it's a long shape IC. And among all the motherboard I've shown you, see that the IC, you see a coil on one side, and then you see some capacitors on the other side. If I take the other motherboard, the other PCB, you still see the same thing. You see the coil on one side, and you see the capacitors on the other side. So when we talk about the graphics or the display IC is the IC that is responsible for showing images on your screen. The image you see, the video, the photo, applications, and all that. So it's produced by this IC and also with the help of the CPU. Now, this coil is the coil that is bringing the input voltage from the power IC into the display IC. So this coil takes the input voltage for the IC from the power IC and then supplies the IC. And then the IC is going to produce the voltage that is required to produce the image. And then it's going to send it to these capacitors. So it's going to send the voltage to these capacitors. So you see that the capacitors are three of them. Now it's going to be three voltage. Two voltage are going to be positive and the one is going to be negative. So two of these capacitors are going to handle the positive voltage and then one is going to handle the negative voltage. So it can be 6 volt or it can be 5 volt. So each one is going to handle 6 volt, 6 volt, and then this one is going to handle the minus 6 volt. So when you are troubleshooting for graphics or display, after connecting the battery and switching on the phone, check these capacitors if they have the voltages. If one of the voltage is lacking, then there will be no display. And also check the coil. If this coil is not bringing the voltage from the power IC into this IC, the graphics IC, then there will be no display. So among all the motherboard I showed you, you always see that there's a coil on one side and then there are capacitors on the other side, especially three capacitors. If I take another one, sorry, yeah, you see the same thing. That is a display IC. You see the coil, and then you see the capacitors on the other side. So the coil brings the input voltage into the IC, and the IC produces the voltage for display, and then it distributes it on these capacitors. From these capacitors, is going directly to your screen, to your screen connector. Okay, I hope everything I said is understood. Now let's go to the graphics. Sorry, let's go to the audio IC. So if you check carefully, you see that this is the audio IC. In some phones, it can have two audio IC. So this is the audio IC. This is one of them. So how do I know that this is the audio IC? You always see two inductors on the side. So these two inductors are to filter the voltage or the sound that is coming from the sound IC. So from here, it goes to your speaker. From here, it goes to the speaker. If I take the other PCB, can you identify the sound IC in this PCB? So you see that this is the sound IC. If you check carefully, you see that the two inductors are there. The two inductors are there to filter the voltage that is going to your speaker. So in some phone, you are going to see two audio IC, but in some phones, you see one. So from here, it's going to your speaker. So when troubleshooting sound problem, after checking all connections are okay, you check the speaker is okay, then where you should be checking next should be these two inductors, so that they have to pass the voltage on both sides. If the voltage is not going to the other side, then there will be no sound. And also check the input voltage from this capacitor that is coming into the IC, for the IC to produce the voltage for the sound. And if there's no voltage on these inductors, then the IC is the problem. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So that is how you can troubleshoot sound problem and graphics problem. So like I said, first of all, you have to identify the graphics IC. In most phones, you always see that it has a glassy surface and it's a long shape IC. It's different from the other ICs. It has a long shape. You always see that it's a long shape. So in all the PCBs that I showed you, you see that it's a long shape IC. a long shape IC and it has a glassy surface, while the other ones are dark. You see that they are dark. The IC is always, it has a glassy surface. So that is how you can identify the audio IC and the graphics IC, and that's also how you can troubleshoot them. You see that there's always a coil on one side. On the other side, you have the capacitors to receive the voltage from the IC itself. So I hope everything I said is understood. Anyway, if there's something you don't understand, you can send me a message on the comment section. I will never get tired explaining. So I want to thank all those who have subscribed to my channel and are watching my videos. And so this channel is about the theoretical part of troubleshooting mobile phone and also the practical part. So if the video helps you to learn something, you can hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new to my channel. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.